Good morning, Year 5s, and welcome to your maths lesson. I hope that you've had a really good morning so far, and well done to those children who've been accessing Teams and being able to do the quizzes and assignments. We've been really proud of that, and it's been wonderful to see how you're doing. So today I thought we would just revise everything that we've learned this week. Based on everyone who has sent in their quizzes, I've been able to see sort of what are the sort of issues that have come up with many of your answers. So we're going to just revise everything we've done this week so we can all make sure that we're feeling very confident about adding and subtracting decimals, multiplying decimals, and rounding decimals. So we're going to look at that in more detail. But first, we're going to do our starters. So there are your 5 questions. If you can please answer those. So pause the video now and have a go. Super, let's see. Remember, our first 5 or our starter is just to do with the fact that we're just revising things that we've learned from the past. We don't forget them, okay? So it is important that you're doing your starter and that you're not just waiting for me to give the answers, because this is important that you are constantly coming back to your concepts that have been taught so that you don't forget how to do them. Right, so the first one is our addition. Okay, there are no decimals in this number, so it's quite easy. The only trick that we must make sure that we are following is that we are lining up our numbers in the correct column. So all the ones, all the tens, all the hundreds, all the thousands must be lined up. And I'm adding, and that is very important, I'm going to circle the addition sign just to make sure that I am actually going to add these digits and not subtract them. That is a silly mistake and a common error that some of you do. So please make sure that you are adding and not subtracting for the sum. Right, 4 plus 8 is 12. Carry the 1. 7 plus 7 plus 1 is 15. Carry the 1. 6 plus 9 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. Carry this 1. And 8 plus 1 is 9. So there's your answer for the first one. Nice and easy. Okay, another silly mistake is not forgetting to add the number that we're regrouping. Right, number 2, all I've done is I've just reversed it. So I've put the equals to at the beginning now instead of the end. So there's nothing strange about this sum. And again, making sure that I am subtracting, okay? All right, here's a very easy mistake that many of you may have made actually at home, and that you've added these digits. Right, 3 plus 8 is 11. Carry. Oh, see, even I'm making this mistake as I'm adding now. So we are subtracting. 3 minus 8 I cannot do, so 4 regroup. 13 minus 8 is going to be 5. 4 minus 9 I cannot do, so I need to go borrow and regroup. So 14 minus 9 is also 5, and 6 minus nothing is 6. 655, okay? Right, next one. Basic multiplication, 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 times 6 is 72. Okay, so my answer there is 72. That is purely knowing your times tables. If you're struggling with your times tables, it is very important that after your math lesson, you spend 10 to 15 minutes going on Hit the Button or your Pixel, your TT Rockstars, or whatever app you can find that practices times tables. There is so much on the internet, so you can just Google times tables and lots will come up for you. 6 squared is not 6 times 2, it is 6 times 6, so the answer is 36. And 9 times 0 is 9. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. Okay, hopefully that you smashed your fast 5 there and you're ready to look at your decimals. Right, so because we've already gone through these lessons and I've explained how we do these answers, what I would like you to do today is to pretend you are teachers and you're going to look at these sums, all right, and you're going to see where did Miss Fink go wrong, right? She's made maybe 1, maybe 2 errors in an answer, and I would like you to have a look at where I went wrong. So you can pause the video now. These are the 2 sums. Here's the first one, and here is the second one, an addition and a subtraction. That is how I've worked it out, and can you explain to me where I have gone wrong? Okay, so let's have a look. Right, first of all, my one mistake that many people make is decimals are not in the right place. So remember, decimals all need to be lined up. And if I have a look here, all my decimals have lined up equally. So I'm very happy about that one, okay? Right, now I need to go and make sure that I'm adding, all right? And I've added these numbers and that is correct. I've added them. And have I copied these numbers down exactly the same? So if I look at this number here, I've got 36.52. That is exactly the same. And then I've got 21.3. Now, if I look here, there is a 0 here that I've put. Now, I noticed in some of your answers from this question, some of you put the 0 in between. Now, this number does not look the same as this number, okay? If you need to, put the decimal down first. What digit comes just before it? The 1. What digit comes immediately after is the 3. And then I would put the 0 as the placeholder. And already there you can see that that's going to be an incorrect answer because 2 plus 0 is not 5. Okay, so my silly mistake here, which many of you did make in your answers, so this is where I'm getting it from, is from the quiz that we did on Monday, is that you put a 0 after the decimal and before this digit. Okay, so you must keep this digit first and then put the decimal, the place value afterwards. Right, let's have a look at this one. The first one is we're going to make sure all our decimals line up. Now, have my decimals lined up? No, they have not. You can see it goes in a squiggly little line. So there is my very silly mistake that my decimals have not lined up and therefore this is not going to be correct. Okay, so all my decimals need to be one after the other. All right, and that is very important that I've put all my decimals down. If it's going to help, put your decimals down first. And then write your number. Now, because I have a whole number, I have to put placeholders afterwards. And then I put the 3, which is just before the decimal. And then I write the 6, which is just after. And then I have the 2. And now I can subtract my numbers. So hopefully you found those 2 silly errors very quickly. And as I said, many of you did make these silly errors. So it's not something that I'm doing just for fun. It's something that you are doing at home and you're not focusing. So hopefully we won't see any of these errors today. Right, where did I go wrong in my multiplication? All right, so have a think. There is the sum, and that's how I've set it out. And what have I done wrong? So have a little look, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so let's have a look. So first of all, I need to see, have I written this number down exactly the same? Yes, I have, and I've multiplied it by 4. So I'm happy with how I've set it out. Right, now if I look at my answer, I need to have 2 digits after the decimal. And here I've only put 1 digit, okay? So it is very important that I must make sure that I put down the 2 digits. So 4 times 2 would be 8. 4 times 6 is 24, carry the 2, and my decimal would then need to go, oh, that looks like a very funny decimal. Right. Then 4 times 7 is 28 plus the 2 is going to be 30. So I put down the 3. 4 times 3 is then 12. And here I've made another silly mistake because I have not remembered to add my 3. Okay, so that also happens quite often in our addition, that we don't add and regroup our numbers. Okay, so there were 2 silly mistakes in that question. All right, so hopefully you got that one right. And the last one, where did I go wrong with my rounding? Okay, here are my 2 questions. Let's see if I can just make that a little, oh, no, that went too far. Right, so there are my 2 questions. See if you can find out where I went wrong. So pause the video now and have a look, see if you can be the teacher and spot my mistake. Okay, so the first one, it says round to 1 decimal place, which means I only have 1 digit. And what have I done here that is very silly? I've put the 0. So I need to cross out that. And also, if I have a look at my working out here, I need to circle the number that I am wanting to round and underline the number next door. So my method is actually incorrect as well. Okay, so when you're looking at 1 decimal place, you must make sure that there's only 1 digit after decimal. And the same with this one. Right, now I need to have 2 decimal places. I do have 2 digits after the decimal. So I have answered that part correctly. But have I done the working out? Have I done the method correctly? And again, I have not circled the correct number. I needed to circle the digit 3 and then underline the number next door, okay? And you will see here that if I did that, I would then look next door, 7 is greater than 5, so I'd round this number 3 up, so I'd add 1 more to it, and that'd become a 4. Okay, so hopefully you got those answers, and you're ready now to move on. Right, so if you need, log on to Teams, okay, and go through the answers on Teams. There's a quiz there for you if you're feeling quite confident. For those children who want a little bit more practice, you can do these 6 sums with me now, and then see if you get the answers. And if not, go back in the video and see those silly mistakes, see if you can see if you made a silly mistake perhaps, especially with like the lining up of the numbers, okay? So have a go. Otherwise, if you're feeling quite confident to go onto Teams, do your quiz. And those children who don't have Teams, you are going to then do the answers now on a piece of paper. You can mark the answers because I'll give you the answers in a moment. And then you can send it to year5@thepalmeracademy.com email address. So pause the video now and have a go. Otherwise, log on to Teams and do the quiz. Right, those of you who needed a bit more practice or you don't have access to Teams, here are the answers. All right, so see how you did. Okay, remember a whole number, when we round it to a whole number, we need to find the whole number, underline the number next door, and that will tell me that I just need to let it rest because 3 is less than 4. Okay, and hopefully the rest of it makes sense and you've done really well for today. So well done. And those of you who want to go log on to Teams now after feeling quite confident with giving this a go, you're welcome to. And I will have a look to see how you've done from the week. So well done, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day of learning.